looking so good.
I'm a virgin at 35. Okay, so here's the things I
always gonna love me more than I'm ever gonna love you. And if a man wants to give my $10, spending every waking hour thinking of ways on how he needs to convince me that he should even be graced by my presence.
Homie, I thought you had $200. I do, but I won't spend Red's money.
You're going to come up to me and hug my neck and kiss me and say thank you.
What up, 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 what up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know, let me know. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. $15 to keep me on 2 hours. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Or super chat, super sticker. Dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. We've been doing terrible on donations this past, I would say 2 weeks. So let's see. Where are we at? I think we're at 0, or I can't remember. Somebody, what's today? Thursday? Maybe somebody donated, but we're at like maybe $10 for the week of our $100 weekly Cash App and PayPal goal. Yeah. But anyway, hit the like button, hit the like button. Let's get into it.
I do not do in my relationship. They are super controversial. So, okay, so here's 3 things I do not do in my relationship. They are super controversial. So, leave that in the comments. Okay. All right. Number 1, I do not call my man. Okay. Now, when my man leaves in the morning for work or to do whatever he needs to do, whether it's work, whether it's to dilly dally, whatever, he won't hear from me until he calls me, unless there's an emergency. Now, I don't do this on purpose. I'm just one of those people that don't really call many people at all unless I have to, and unless you're my mom or my sister. Other than that, we're not talking on the phone all day. I like to have my time to myself, and I think that's important, especially if y'all live together. Like, you should not be talking to your significant other all day, every day. But when he does call me, we do have a conversation. Obviously, I'm not going to just shoot him off the phone. But yeah, I don't call him. And I think that if I did call him excessively throughout the day, he would start to be concerned. Like, why are you calling me so much?
Look, I don't got a problem with it so far. I mean, if a dude at work, he really don't. I mean, yeah, I see you all the time. If I'm at work, I'm at work. You know, I don't really need to hear from you while I'm at work. So I don't got a problem with that. I mean, I do have a problem with the fact that she's on TikTok making a public service announcement about the 3 things she don't do in her relationship. How is that helping the relationship? How is it helping you? What's the point of this? It's cringe. The fact that you're even on here talking about this, saying things that, I mean, you're already embarrassing your husband already. Even though I don't personally think the first one that she gave is that bad, but I'm sure it's gonna go all downhill from here. But I would just say the fact that she's even on here is what's embarrassing her husband. But it's to be expected. She has a big tattoo on her chest. Things like this are are to be expected. When you marry, did she say she was married? I don't know. Either way, boyfriend or married. This is what happens when you take a woman serious who has a big tattoo on her chest. I've never met a woman who I would even say, how can I put this? I've never met a good woman with a tattoo on her chest. I don't know. Let's just continue. Hit the like button.
throughout the day, he would start to be concerned, like, why are you calling me so much? Like, this is out of your normal behavior.
Well, that's because she's basically trained her guy how to treat her, right? And so it would be out of the normal because that's not something that she's always done. But in reality, I don't really understand this because everybody, my daughter, my girl, my mom, a lot of people make sure that I know where they are at all times, that they are safe wherever it is that they go, all of that type of stuff. And more importantly, they just reach out because they just want to hear your voice or, you know what I'm saying? They just want to interact. So I'm not really tripping about it because I understand it from the lens of, oh, okay, got to make sure that, you busy and maybe he just don't want to be bothered that often or whatever.
Well, that's just a weird thing to come on the internet and say. I just want to let y'all know I do not call my husband no matter what. And that I mean, is that a flex? Like, yeah, she being disrespectful. Um, but then I also forgot that she didn't just say she don't call him while he at work. Didn't she just say she just don't call him? Period. That's weird. That's weird.
So on and so forth. But in reality, I think that most women should yearn for you. Most women should want your attention. And your relationship can't be so sterile from a woman's perspective, right? From a guy's perspective, you're busy, you building, you going to get it, you taking care of business. But from a woman's perspective, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Where you at? Like, it's almost like she don't really like you. And it's just a really sterile transactional relationship.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That I mean, yeah, I'll go there. When a woman likes you, when loves you, she don't feel compelled to come on the internet and to talk about and tell the random strangers. Just let y'all know, I never called this man. Like, oh my,
You just saying anything now, ho.
What kind of shit is that?
It's just a really sterile transactional relationship if this is the sentiment that you guys have inside of it.
And
let me talk about this real quick. So I was watching Married at First Sight, right? And one of the dudes. Okay, well let me start with this. There's a couple where for the first 5 or 6 episodes, or really 7 episodes, the first 7 of 13 episodes. Now I get it, editing and all that, but still. But the first 7 episodes of 13, this woman was basically a huge bee, always like snapping on him, walking out in the middle of him talking. She's a complete psychopath. She's verbally and emotionally abusive. It's all about her. She got some serious issues. Now, granted, the last 3 episodes they've been trying to paint them like they're okay, they're all good, and it's all hunky dory. But we know that that's not the case. He got her pregnant. So this is a show where you get married at first sight, obviously, and you get to know the person, and after I think 8 weeks, you decide if you want to stay married to the person or not. So they've been together for about 6 weeks, and he got this lunatic pregnant after 6 weeks of essentially knowing her. That is the dumbest. First off, like I said, she's been a huge bee to him the whole season. Very rude, very disrespectful, combative, just horrible, a train wreck. And he still thought it was a good idea to impregnate this woman 6 weeks after knowing her. And most of the 6 weeks, well, I can't say most of it, I wasn't there, but even he would have to admit there was a lot of turmoil in that 6 weeks, and I don't know if are people retarded, like, and he thought it was a good idea to put a baby in her before they even decided that they were even going to stay together or not. And now I'm seeing previews. Oh, this is beautiful, y'all. This is beautiful. She got him. She got her one because he's 38 and she's 38 and she froze her eggs. So we don't need to go in on how pathetic it is when a woman has to freeze her eggs and how much of a failure of a woman she is to have frozen eggs somewhere at 38. But she hit her lick. Look, let me play this meme. She got his goofy ass. She got his goofy butt. You know what I mean? Let me. I'm gonna play a meme. I mean, she showed him for the 6 weeks that she was a nutcase in a basket case. So there's no excuse. He can't say she tricked me with the nice girl act. She didn't even put on a nice girl act. She treated him like complete poop for 7 episodes. So he can't say she tricked me. She showed him exactly who she was up front.
Once a woman hits 30, she cannot love you. Okay? And the marriage is not because she loves you. Okay? That marriage is for her to show to other people that she could fix her past that she messed up.
So yeah, she hit her lick. It first off, let me go in on this. It's way more pathetic for a woman to have to come on Married at First Sight to get married than it is for a man. No, women don't like men, generally speaking. We know that. Women really only like 10% of men. The other 90% of men are an annoyance at best, an annoyance to be used at convenience at best. That's how most women feel about 90% of men. Okay? So so my point was that's why it's not as pathetic when a man has to go to these extremes to try to get a woman. That's the story of most men. You got to go to extremes to try to get a woman. So it's not as pathetic. But for a woman, and all the women on the show are fairly attractive, so we can't say they're hideous or nothing. Women or girls have men knocking down their door since 15. So you see what I'm saying? So they had every opportunity in the world by 30. They didn't probably throw away five potential husbands. You see what I'm saying? Ran through by this and that dude. They had every opportunity to make a relationship work if she was a good woman by that point. That's why it's 10 times more pathetic if a woman has to go on Married at First Sight. So what I'm saying is there's already huge issues with every woman who's ever come onto the show from the jump. Just the fact that you're on this show. But I will say this: I think there are 11 couples that are still together, and I want to make a very important point. I think over 90 couples, well, maybe wait 90. There's been over how many? What season? We're on season 19, and there's usually 4 or 5 couples every season. So what's 5 times 19? 100 couples. So they got a 1 in 10 success rate. So out of 100 couples, 10 of those train wreck women. Because look, I'm just gonna say it right now. Every one of those 50 women who've been on the show since it started were train wrecks, damaged good train wrecks. But this is the important point I want to make, and then we'll get back to their name is Megan and Derek, the couple I'm talking about where he got her pregnant after 6 weeks and she's a huge B and evil. That's Megan and Derek. We'll get back to Megan and Derek, but I want to make a point about so I think 11 couples are together. Let's just say, damn, 11 couples. So how many women is that? So that's 11 couples mean 22. Okay, so cool. So those 11 women who are still with, I mean, time will tell, obviously, if they make it to the end of life. But let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Even if they stayed together years, that's something. The difference between, the other 89 women who it didn't work out with and the 11 women who are still with their husbands or had kids with their husband, those 1 out of 10 women were actually able to grow into something more after being damaged. It happens. I always leave room for the 1 to 10 percenters. They were train wrecks. They got married at first sight, and they actually grew into a mature, they grew and matured as a woman to be able to make something work with a man. It happens. Not often. 1 to 10% at best. But it happens. But anyway, back to Derek and Megan. So here's the catcher. So he got her pregnant after 6 weeks. They're pregnant now. And guess what she's saying on the preview to the next episodes? He said something to the effect of, we got an extra incentive to stay together now that we got a kid. We got to make this work. And she's like, oh no, just because we're having a kid don't mean we got to stay together on decision day. We can still parent and not be together. I'm like, she got him. Got him.
She went so deep, she went past hell.
Well, I guess
She went past Satan, saying like, where are you going? You're home now.
Got your ass. She got him. She came on this show. And let's be real. Most of the women who come on Married at First Sight, they just want to, they were too pathetic to get a real husband in real life. So they just want a show to do it so they can tell people, oh yeah, I was married before. So the previous years won't seem as pathetic. Because when they're 50, they could just say, oh yeah, I've been married before. And it'll legitimize their life. I'm going to play this one more time.
Once a woman hits 30, she cannot love you. Okay? And the marriage is not because she loves you. Okay? That marriage is for her to show to other people that she could fix her past that she messed up.
Yeah. So this train wreck woman, she obviously she wanted a baby. She froze her eggs, and every woman wants to be able to say she was married at some point. So she seemed like a legitimate person. So she hit a lick. She got married at first sight. She got this dumb to put a baby in her after 6 weeks. After 6 weeks of treating him like trash, and now mission complete. It was never about the man. It was never about building something that lasts for a lifetime. It was about me being able to say I was married and get my special day and me get a kid because I always wanted a kid. Now I can kick the man to the curb. And the fact that she even said that in front of a camera, oh, we don't got to stay together just because we got a kid. Oh, that shows you everything about her character. Like, so, no, he's screwed. I can't believe men are this stupid. So I can't feel sorry for all these dudes that be getting effed over because some of them they did it to themselves. There's no way in hell I'm putting a baby in a woman I just met 6 weeks ago on a TV show to get married at first sight. You got to be really like slow for real. So he just ruined his life. I forgot how. Oh, he's 38. So he ruined his life at 38. Wow. And he can't say he was 22, 23. My brain wasn't fully developed. His brain was fully developed. He's fairly successful. He's traveled the world, and he still did this dumbass shit. So, everybody say a prayer for bro. Just say a prayer for bro. Okay, now that I lost all my audience, let's get back into this. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, let's get the donations up. Or even just if you want to just show love to the channel and support the channel, let's get the donations up. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs all at the top of the chat. Or Super Chat, Super Sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box.
And I don't think many men like to be bothered, especially men that are busy and have actual things going on. Number 2, I do not cook and clean on a regular basis. So
All right, that's where we draw the line at. That is where we draw the line at.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
What up, Lucky? What up, Lucky? So I pressed the meme button. I don't know if it's gonna play. It's probably gonna cut me off. But yeah, that's where I draw the line to. So you never call them and you don't cook and clean. So what do you give them whoopee? I mean, what? Why are you there?
You keep saying, "Oh, she's too masculine." What it means is you too feminine. If I got more bars than you, that's really a diss to you, not a diss to me.
So let's see, what's she looking like? She's not pretty enough to be a trophy wife. You know what I mean? This is just a hair-hatted hooligan, a typical hair-hatted hooligan with a tattoo on her chest. So you don't cook for them, you don't clean, you don't call them. Let me guess, is number 3 gonna be you don't have bedroom fun with them either? So here's another example of a beta simp idiot punk like the dude Derek from Married at First Sight, who put a baby in a bitch after 6 weeks of of her treating him like trash. The red pill saves lives, man. The red pill really does save lives. But my message to the dude who married this woman that's on the screen. Okay, my meme's not playing when I want them to play. Really messes up my comedic timing.
Are you retarded?
So the fact that this video exists should be grounds for divorce in his mind. But hey, it is what it is.
Number 2, I do not cook and clean on a regular basis. So I
All right, that's where we draw the line at. That is where we draw the line at. That's just pure laziness, in my opinion. Pure laziness. The cooking, I can understand it if y'all just busy all of the time or whatever, and you don't really have a traditional family setting, especially if you don't have no kids or whatever like that. But the cleaning, nah, I wouldn't be bothered with that. That's a setup for failure long term, and that's not something that you want to be associated with at all. That is not, let me say that again for the people in the back. That is a setup for failure, and that is not something that you want to be associated with. But let her elaborate a little bit.
I probably cook at least once or twice out the week. This does not bother him. When we got together, I let him know I'm not a very domestic woman. But he wasn't looking.
Okay, let's talk. Like this dude is sucker, man. As far as women, he might not be a sucker in no other way. And see, a lot of people get that misconstrued too. Like he might be a UFC champion or something. Might could kick my butt. But when it comes to women, yeah, bitch. Flat out. He's a BITC when it comes to women. He might be tough when it comes to dudes. He might be tough when it comes to business. Hey, tough in a lot of ways, but not tough when it comes to dealing with women. Straight softy. Softy McSoft. Mr. Softy Pants. When it comes to dealing with women, man. Like, if I'm hollering at a woman, she let me know up front, no, I ain't really domesticated. So what? Okay. And it sounds like he provides. I'm not getting the vibe that this is a woman who go 50-50 on bills. I'm just not getting that vibe. So this goes back to, what's the point of you being there? This can't be a man who pulled women before he met her. This can't be a man who pulled women on a consistent, regular basis in his life. It just can't be. So it sounds like he offered her free room and board and getting provided for and dates and this and that just for existing next to him, just to sit in his house. Man with no standards and no expectations.
For a very domestic woman anyways, which is fine, works out perfectly for both of us. But he does love when I cook. So there will be times where if I've gone a long period of like without cooking, he'd be like, hey, are you gonna cook something? Because he does love my cooking. And I'm actually gonna take some baking classes very soon because I do want to learn how to use a mixer and start baking for the holiday season. So that's something that we're both
You gotta take a class to learn how to use a mixer. Okay, I had to throw that out there.
That is bullshit.
Mixer and start baking for the holiday season. So that's something that we're both looking forward to.
Let me say this, right? Every relationship is different. I don't think that she's saying something that's so wild once she added the context. I don't think that she's saying something that's so wild that it's just like, no, make sure you don't. Different guys got different preferences, and so I'm taking that into consideration when I'm having this conversation right now. The cleaning part is more important than the cooking part for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a space to where I don't require for my chick to cook like that. A lot of times we even bring in somebody just because it's just more convenient and it's easier for us to be able to deal with it and all of the cleaning up after the cooking and all of that stuff. But my girl cook, you know what I'm saying? So it's way different for me. The cleaning part, because she just skipped over that. She talked about I want to take baking classes and all of that. I think that that's awesome. God bless you.
Yeah, I feel you. It's so yeah. How do more men know how to cook and bake than women? Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's just they're becoming obsolete, bro. Modern women pretty much are obsolete, especially when those lifelike androids come out. It's a wrap, bro. I know for 50% of people now, it's weird, and they're gonna say they would never. Yeah, that's what most people said about online dating, and now that's where most people meet. So yeah, it's a wrap.
And I'm not saying that she's dirty. I'm just speaking to her points. Specifically though, if you don't get a chick that know how to clean effectively, and when I say clean, I mean she needs to know how to wash properly. You know what I'm saying? She needs to understand how to, if she just throws stuff into the dishwater without, or into the dishwasher without rinsing it and kind of sterilizing it first, if she don't regularly go through, like, you got to know how to clean before you even get to the part where you would hire a housekeeper or something like that to come in and clean on a regular basis. If she don't know how to clean up a bathroom properly, and see, this isn't even like a man versus woman thing. This is just a cleanliness thing. You don't want to be, because I've seen videos and I don't even react to them. It's almost like it's demonic. I've seen videos of how people be living their life and how they be looking dusty in the background and in real life, and come with me while I clean up and all that. And I'll be like, whoa, who's sleeping over there? You know what I'm saying? She got to know how to change her bed sheets on a regular basis. She got to know exactly how to wash the clothes and all of that. And some stuff go to the cleaners and some stuff do this. And so it's just, for me personally, that's a non-negotiable. If a chick is not a chick that clean regularly and know how to clean up their own stuff and their own bathroom and all of that stuff, I'm not going. And I know that but salute to her.
Number 3, I do not buy my man gifts. Now, I know y'all probably like, well, what do you do in this relationship? I do a lot in this relationship. It's just not the norm. So
I would like to know the what she does do versus what she doesn't do.
I don't buy my man gifts on a consistent basis, like a regular basis, outside of birthdays and holidays. I will throw in like a small little gesture here, but it won't be a gift. It'll probably be like a manicure, a pedicure, a massage, or something like that is centered around self-care. It's not necessarily going to be like a tangible item. It's more going to be an experience. And if I do buy him something, it's not going to be super expensive. He doesn't want me to buy him anything. If you have a man, y'all know, like a man for real, y'all know they don't want you to spend your money on them. Like, it's very hard. It's like pulling teeth trying to get him.
Like that. Yeah, spend your money on me. I'm worth it. Drizzle. You can call me a pansy. Yeah, buy me something. I'm worth it. I know my worth. See, and this goes back, like, how can I? Men have very rigid ideas about what a real man is. A lot of men do. Real man do this, real man do that. I don't have rigid standards when it comes to that. I don't feel like less of a man if my chick bought me a gift, or less of a man if a chick pay a bill, or I'm just not that guy. Or less of a man because my chick driving and I'm in the passenger seat. Dude's manhood is too fragile, if you ask me. If something like that could make him feel, oh, I ain't a man now, that's stupid.
To get me to buy him something, or to like, he'll even be like, what are you gonna get me? Because he wants to see it and see how much it costs before I actually put my money on it. So yeah, those are 3 things I do not do.
Yeah, I'm not tripping on that last one either. Me personally, I'm not a high maintenance guy from that perspective as far as requiring a chick to regularly get me stuff. Um,
So something I hear often is that the men I want don't want me. I'm a virgin at 35. So something I hear often is that the men I want don't want me. I'm a red flag and like all this shit. But like, here's the thing. Like, I know how it looks on paper. It's like, whoa, you know? But then you meet me and you're like, oh, it's Lauren. Like, she's totally cool and easy to get along with and doesn't present as like a developmentally delayed person. At the end of the day, like, people can tell me day in and day out, oh, you're never gonna get what you want. You're never gonna get what you want. You're not in charge here. And as much as
So by her saying that, so she says she's a 35-year-old virgin. Okay, the first question is, do you believe it? I'm sensing some fake lips or lip injections. I just, based on the look, I don't believe her. But just for the sake of entertainment, let's say she's telling the truth. I really don't believe her. Y'all can let me know what you think below, but let's just say she is a V. She's basically admitting, she's basically admitting, yeah, she's in the same boat of I won't settle as all these other women. Because I think I'm still cute and I got blonde hair. So I'm not settling for anything less than this guy. So if she is a virgin, she's trying to hold herself out for Mr. 0.5. So I'm curious, like, does she have a standard of no bedroom fun until marriage? If that's the case, then she probably will be single. She probably will just never have bedroom fun. Well, look, I don't know. I'm curious. Oh, I just got to keep reiterating. I don't believe her. But if I did believe her, here's the thing. Like, any woman single at 35 is a train wreck. Let's just start there. And in most cases, we would say she's a train wreck because she's been ran through. That would be part of why we would say she's a train wreck. But no, even if you're a virgin at 35, that's awkward and weird and crazy as fuck. Especially if you're a fairly attractive woman. So something is seriously wrong with this woman. There's no getting around that aspect. But I'm assuming she's waiting for Mr. Perfect to lose it too. And the longer she went without losing it, the higher her standard became to who has to come along to give it up to. And she is in the AD loop.
They get stuck in this endless trap of all the men I want don't want me, and or are already married, or the men who want me, I don't want them. So they end up like stuck in the middle.
So yeah, if she had realistic standards and she was a good woman, well, and let me be clear, in order to be deemed a good woman in the dating market, you have to have realistic standards. That's part of it. Like, I would even just say this. Any woman who don't feel like average Joe is good enough for them isn't a good woman. Because average Joe is good enough. And I would say a good average Jane is good enough. Average, I'll just say this for both genders, an average person who's a good person should be good enough. A woman who's a 5 or 6 in the face and is willing to put effort and into the relationship and look after you, be feminine, soft, sweet, nurturing, cook some meals for you, do the basic stuff that we would expect a woman to do, and she's a 5 or 6 in looks. Any man who feel like that ain't good enough for him, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Because the reason I say that is because making a 50-year relationship work is not about shallow, superficial things. So even I would even say men who feel like she got to be a 10 out of 10 or a 9 or something, bro. She got to cook perfectly, body got to be perfectly banging. Yeah, you probably ain't gonna ever be in a 50-year relationship, bro. If that's what it's all about to you. Um, but anyway, she's holding out for the shallow and superficial. No, no. So yeah, if that is true about her, I don't think she's ever gonna get it. Cause let's break this down. Damn, where was we at?
Granted, anyone could call me
super promiscuous and an age.
tunnel vision, laser focus, insulting me by calling. It's not gonna stop me. You're gonna get what you want. You're never gonna get what you.
So I'm gonna say this too. Mr. Point Five isn't waiting till marriage or like. Look, she's been interacting with Mr. Point Fives since 15. And if she's been able to resist having bedroom fun with Mr. Point Five for 20 years, then hey, her discipline is incredible and she's not gonna let, Chad's game work on her if she's telling the truth. So she's holding out. Well, since she's a virgin, she's actually holding out for Mr. 0.005. But some tall, handsome, charismatic man who makes 6 figures isn't waiting to have bedroom fun with a 35-year-old virgin. I assure you. So what she's waiting for to lose it isn't a thing. I'll just leave it there.
You're not in charge here. And as much as you don't want me to get what I want, it's not gonna stop me from getting what I want. So
okay, but look, but man, why would you get what you want now that you've hit the wall? You've been trying to lock down, I guess, Mr. Chad for 20 years to finally lose your V card, and it hasn't worked in your prime. And now you think it's gonna work. How you think it's gonna work after your prime? At 35? 35 is the special number with women where they pull the best men they ever pulled in their life. Warrior Princess. What's up, Warrior Princess? I'm slightly familiar with that name. You're not a regular. So if you don't mind, Warrior Princess, I'm pretty sure you're a woman. I'm just assuming. But it may be some guys out there who call themselves Warrior Princess. But if you don't mind, Warrior Princess, well, first, hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you for stopping by. I always welcome. Well, let me not say that until I don't want to gender assume. I don't want to misgender you. But if you don't mind, Warrior Princess, can you say your age, gender, and how long you've been watching the content? So yeah, age, gender, and how long you've been watching the content. and if you care to share if you're single or not. So age, relationship status, gender, and how long you've been watching the content, if you don't mind. And I'm gonna get off here soon, unless we get $15 in donations, and then I'll stay on 2 hours. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat, or super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Let's get back into it. And I don't think anybody's trying to stop you from getting what you wanted. Nobody's been in your way. You've had 20 years of free reign to get what you want, and it hasn't worked out. But let's continue.
You're not in charge here. And as much as you don't want me to get what I want, it's not gonna stop me from getting what I want. So bummer for you, dude. The man that I do end up with isn't gonna care. Or rather, he is going to care because it's a positive thing and he respects it. So you're not insulting.
Okay, let's break this down. Let's break this down. Hold on, let me see who watching this on Rumble. Shout out to my Rumble lights. Y'all gotta tell me what I should do with this channel. We're shadow banned. This is my 3rd channel. I got a 4th one started, and I think that one's shadow banned. I don't know what to do. I feel defeated. I don't feel like starting a new channel, or I don't know what to do different if I do start a new channel to make it grow. So I don't know. I need to reach out for some counsel. I don't know who to go to.
Hey, bro.
Hey, this lady was a mess. Hold on. Oh, we got 5 people on Rumble. That's what's up. What up, Rumbleites? Yeah, I don't know what to do, y'all. Our channel is completely stagnant. Oh, Warrior Princess is 22. That is very interesting. Ideally, you're the demographic that I feel like would benefit the most from my content. For sure. So I'm honored to have a younger generation person, tuning in to my crazy ass. 22 and single. Interesting. I don't know if you want to talk about your life. I'm not trying to ask you nothing too personal, Warrior Princess. But or you could just tell me to stop any time, or just tell me to go F myself. So we have a 22-year-old young lady here. What are your relationship aspirations? Are you single and looking? Do you want? I'm not trying to holler at you, but I'm just for research purposes. Are you single and looking, or do you want to get married one day? Do you want kids one day? Why are you single? Questions like that. Can you give me a quick, brief rundown of some of those questions? Oh, now let me break down what this white lady said.
She ain't nothing but a low-class, white trash. She probably didn't even finish high school.
Girl, you know that's the truth.
So anyway, she said, when I find this special Prince Charming guy, he's going to find it to be a positive and respect the fact that I'm a 35-year-old virgin. Let me say this, and I say it all the time. Over 30, everything becomes awkward and cringe for women, even the pros. Even their positives turn into negatives after 30. A 35-year-old virgin isn't a flex anymore. Being a virgin is a flex from 15 to I would say being a virgin is a flex from 15 to I would just say 15 to 27. After 27, it's like, wait, what? You a 28-year-old virgin? What's fuck going on? How weird are you? Like, it's no longer a flex anymore. And see, I'm glad Warrior Princess is here because I want Warrior Princess to hear this and understand this. And but do I have an Instagram? I gotta think. Do I have an Instagram? I mean, do I got one? I mean, I do got one, but I don't post on there. So I'm trying to think, is there anywhere else, Warrior Princess? Do you have Twitter? Do you use Twitter often? You also gotta make sure the notifications are turned on to all. Like when you click that little bell on my channel, make sure they still probably don't show all the notifications, but you just have to click. I mean, which also can get annoying because I go live every day, twice a day, for the most part. So I guess if I'm being real, Warrior Princess, you don't even need a notification. Just know that I'm live pretty much every day between. It's usually between 7 and 8 p.m. Central Time. And when I go live during the day, it's usually between 9 and 11. I mean, I guess that's not a set specific time, but I'm on every day around the same times. 6 to 8 p.m. Central, Monday through Sunday, and fairly often between 9 and 11 a.m. Central Time in the morning. But look, if you check the links below, Warrior Princess, all the places where I'm at are there. But yeah, turning on notifications should help. But I got something very important to say, but I'll be right back. Specifically directed towards you, Warrior Princess. I just need to play something while I'm gone. Hopefully you'll stay around, Warrior Princess, for me to say what I need to say.
Hey, what's up, date fans? I'm Roger Lodge, and welcome to the party I like to call Blind Date. And coming up a little bit later, we'll hit the Vegas Strip to set up an Ultimate Fighter with a Hooters waitress. Oh, that is top quality family entertainment. But first, let's kick things off with Ivy and Matt. Now, Ivy calls herself strange and offbeat and dares any man to put up with her for an entire day. Nice sell. Her lucky date today is Matt, and he likes to party and make people laugh. And when it comes to his women, the man doesn't ask for much.
I want a girl that is willing to give anybody a chance.
I like it when people are a little bit off, like they walk a little weird, or they have a hair lip, or they have a scar.
You either love me or you hate me. There's no in between.
I am prideful and immature and rude and selfish, but I have a good side too.
I am a bad boy looking for retirement.
Retirement? Well, before we send Maddie off to the old folks' home, let's send him off with Ivy.
Hi, how are you? Matt.
Ivy.
Nice to meet you, Ivy.
Nice tats.
Thanks.
Nice tats. Nice house.
Oh, yeah. So
what do you do
looking
here?
forward to have some fun?
Hey, do you roller skate here?
Yeah, sometimes.
So excited.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, excited.
Yeah?
Yep.
Not as nervous once you saw this mug.
No. I'm probably one of the only people here that's not in the entertainment industry or trying to be. I'm a solar technician.
What?
I install solar panels for hot water and domestic, like hot water for pools and domestic hot water.
Have you ever impregnated a woman?
Yes, I have.
Good. You have kids?
Yes, I do. I have one. Yes, I do.
Okay, girl or boy?
Boy.
Really?
Yes.
How old is he?
8 years old.
How old are you?
29. And you?
Calm ass, 23. Okay, can you talk about cyborgs for a few minutes?
Cyborgs. And you have a fascination with cyborgs.
I really do. My name is 3247. I am a cyborg. I'm from Cybertron.
All right.
Not many people respond to it very well.
I have this, I think, terrific idea for what we might be able to do today. I would like you to have a tattoo.
Sweat balls. My friend and I say sweet skis. Like if something's cool, you go sweet skis. Like add skis on everything, right? But then it became sweat skis because we just mess up the words. Sweat skis. And then we like cyborgs, but then cyborg became cybog. So then it became sweat bog. Whenever anything cool happens. Please write cyborg on it.
No, I've already started, so I'm not.
Oh, okay. Is it like crazy bitch or something? So why did you want to do this? Like, did you really want to meet somebody, or did you just sort of like feel like it'd be a fun thing to do?
Thought it'd be fun.
Totes, me too. Aha! Gentlewoman. Hi! Hi!
Ivy, right?
What's your name, dude?
Dave.
Dave.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to Rotten Max.
Yeah!
I heard,
Did I love pizza?
you love pizza.
I
Yeah.
do love pizza.
So you came to the right place, so we're actually
Are we
gonna make you make some pizzas.
My name is Cybo. I will now, like he can't even move his arm, like, I will now insert sauce into the pizza.
Now, do cyborgs actually eat pizza?
Yes, they
Since
do.
you've
Although they
studied
cannot ingest it.
intensely in cyborg history. Damn, this cyborg is.
Okay, I'm back. Warrior Princess, are you still with us? Okay, I'm just gonna call you Princess. Like, all right. Okay, the first message I want to say to Warrior Princess, if she's still here, is your next boyfriend really needs to be your last boyfriend in life. Your goal should be the next guy you. Well, obviously you don't know if it's gonna be a fit, but let me put it like this. I'm gonna keep it raw and real with you. The next guy you have sex with should be the last guy you ever have sex with. That should be the goal and the standard. So yeah, I would say you need to make sure you need to do all the vetting you need to do to make sure the next guy you have sex with is the last guy you have sex with. Now, how long were you with your last boyfriend? Because you said something about he made you delete your Instagram and Twitter, and we could discuss that. But we'll get back to that. How long did your last relationship last? How long were you in that relationship? And then we're gonna check and see what Princess's standards are. You know, we're gonna have some fun here, guys. We're gonna have some fun. Um, I guess I could keep talking until I get her answers. So where do we leave off? So yeah, the fact that she's a 35-year-old virgin, I think is gonna raise red flags. And here's the thing too. A lot of times men who are marriage minded, who have options, they're married by 35. The top tier marriage minded men usually aren't single after 30. I don't know where I'm getting that number from, but it just makes sense to me. So let's just say, okay, her last relationship was a year and a half. We'll just call it 2. So her last relationship lasted a year and a half. Okay. Can you tell us why it didn't work out without giving too much of your business? Or you can just tell me to F off and we can move on to another question. But I'm curious why it didn't work out.
He is going to care because it's a positive thing and he respects it. So you're not insulting me by calling me a red flag. Honestly, at this point, anyone could call me any friggin' thing. Okay. I don't hear it. I do not hear it. I'm very tunnel vision, laser focused on what I want and who I am. And nothing anyone could say to me is penetrating this wall.
That's not true. You're making a video right now addressing it. Look, I can tell you people say all type of shit about me since I've started this channel. I've never made well, I think I did make a video once because some guy like really went on a tirade. And I really wanted to address him. Well, I think it was a racial issue, and I just wanted to address the racial issue. The bigger topic, the bigger discussion. I don't know if it was so much me being butthurt about what he said, but that's neither here or there. But I promise you, it penetrated her wall. I promise you, even though a penis never has. I had to do it. Sorry. Um.
I'm not mad at her at all. In an age where everybody is being crazy and sexually out of control and super promiscuous, and people is just sleeping with everybody, and I've heard story after story of STDs and STIs and herpes and all of this stuff. I don't really see what a problem is. I see where people were saying stuff like, oh, you gonna die alone, or all of this other type of stuff. And I understand that from the lens of a person that is over picky but don't really have any value to add, because I'm so old school that I think that the majority of the value that a woman has, especially, is the decisions that she makes, right? If she makes great decisions and that translates into, you know, positive results, then why is that a bad thing in an era where everybody is sleeping with everybody, especially in cities? The higher up you get, the more you realize that they for everybody. And so people are mad at the fact that she's 35 years old, instead of being or using this as an example as to why it is that people are overvaluing sex.
Okay, it's getting juicy in here, guys. She says, well, the biggest thing was he didn't want to have kids, and I did. I thought he did before, so that was a point of tension. And I started to question his loyalty, which started after that. Okay. Okay. So I take it that he doesn't want kids. And did he cheat? Did you catch him cheating? Or did you just feel like he was cheating, or the fact that you was questioning if he was cheating or not made you call it quits? I guess that's my next question. Did you end it or did he end it? And you named a couple things there. So my next question is, who ended it? And if you had to name one reason why you ended it, what was the one reason? If you had to sum it up to one sentence or a few words, who ended it? And within one sentence, tell me what's the one reason above all else that you ended it, if you did end it.
And not spending as much time getting closer to God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everybody is perfect or whatever, but I was raised to believe that a wife, the most valuable ones, is not just the ones that love God, the ones that actually love you and treat people how they want to be treated, but also people that preserve themselves for their husbands. And so when I see a woman, regardless of how old she is, that is not prioritizing sex over everything, then I don't see that as a bad thing. I think that that is something to be commended. And the fact that she is waiting for her husband is a blessing. Now, I know that other people are going to look at it and say, oh man, you just need to hurry up and get it over with and all of this other type of stuff. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them.
Well, she didn't mention anything about a walk with God or anything, but I mean, I guess that can be assumed. Um, do I think she should just lose it? I don't know if I would say she should just lose it, but it's time to move on with life. Whatever standard you were holding on to, it's time to readjust them so you can just find somebody and move on with life. Because your options are only going to get smaller and smaller as you age. Like, you're not going to be able to maintain a certain level of option just because you're a virgin, if that makes sense. Your options are about to keep going down. And like I said, like with everything else with women, it just get worse with time. The fact that you're a virgin is going to be a bigger red flag as more time goes by. A 45-year-old virgin is not a positive. Anyway, because at that point, the pussy didn't expire. You didn't keep it to yourself for so long as it expired. You pretty much got 5 more years before that pussy expired. So, I'm not saying give it up to anybody, but it's time to pick somebody to give it up to. So anyway, Warrior Princess says, after those discussions about kids, and no, he started hanging out with his female friends more. I think he decided it was over mentally when he saw I wasn't backing off the kids thing. And I pulled the plug so I wouldn't waste time. Okay, I get it. Female friends is a red flag for sure. So, I'll just end it there as far as that relationship. Okay, fine. So here's my question for you, Warrior Princess. Let's see what your type is. Because I ain't gonna say I know what your type is, but I don't know. Start hanging out with female friends. Let's just move on. So you're 22. So here's the questions I need you to answer for us to fill this delusional calculator out, Warrior Princess. Age. I know you don't want him to be married, so I need to know what age range you want to date in. If you're open to all races or just black. How tall he has to be. Can he be obese? And how much money does he have to make? So back again, I need age range, race, height, weight, income. Say it again. Age range, race, height, income, if he could be obese. Okay, she says she wants to conceive before 25. Okay, you got to get on it. You're already 22, so you got to find your man, build a relationship with him for a couple of years, and then, so yeah, you need to find your boyfriend, like, within the next 6 months, which you're a woman, and if you're attractive, I don't know what you look like, but if you got any type of attractiveness on you or fitness on you, that shouldn't be too hard to do. It should, within 4 weeks of dating around on a dating app, if you're picking realistic guys, you should be able to find a man. But anyway, information I want to know from you, Princess, is what age range you would date, what race, what height, if he could be obese, and what his income would be. Meantime, let's go back to the video. But yeah, ma'am, your pussy about to retire. It's time to find somebody to give it to. This woman right here.
We got all of these preferences and all of these things that we stand on when it comes to all of the wrong things. We celebrate it. Y'all say, let's normalize busting it open for a real one. Let's normalize having multiple sexual partners. I just did a review video the other day, I think yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, of a woman that said that, you know, a red flag is a man that asks what your body count is. I think that the greatest flex that a woman can have is to say, oh, I'm a virgin.
It's not really a flex at 35, Anton. Like I said, from 15 to 27, you could say it's a flex. At 35, it's just cringe. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Especially considering that you're not bad looking. It's like, how crazy are you? We know she crazy. She online chronicling this shit on TikTok. That's crazy in itself. But anyway, let's go back. How many views did this video get? 54,000 views. I could only wish that my videos could even get, I don't know, like even when my videos was consistently getting 3,000 to 5,000 views per video, and we're not at that point anymore, it felt stagnant. Like, it was exciting at first, but once you just see that, wow, are these the highest my videos are gonna go? I don't know. Honestly, what I would be happy with, it's not even about a subscriber count or a view count. I would be happy if I could make, if I got to a point, whatever that meant, whatever subscriber count this is, if I got to a point where I could make $30K off of my content a year, even that I would be completely content with, even if I never grew past that financially as far as my content. But anyway, we got the standards from Princess. It depends on how he dresses and carry himself more than the weight. I've been attracted to short and thicker guys before. Okay, let's I think I got what I need, Princess. Okay, so 20, what did she say? 25 to 45. I'm gonna do 22 to 45. Okay. That's good that you would date older. Okay. Black or Latino? We just gonna go black. Height, at least what? 5. What did she say? 5'6". That's okay. Cool. That should put you in a pretty good position, and then make at least 50K. Don't seem too crazy. I'm not even gonna exclude obese. I mean, I don't think you want obese, but we're gonna cut you some slack. We're gonna leave that he could be obese. Okay, that's a lot of guys to pick from. Just pretty much a black man who's not married. Oh, let's say any race. Never mind. Let me go back. I fucked up. Black. I was about to say that seemed a little high, but all right. Let's see now. All right. So that is 17% of all black men in that age range, and 2.2% of the population. So that's still pretty good for us. Okay. That's 17% of black men in that age range. So that shouldn't be too hard to find, Princess. It still says you're an aspiring cat lady. On a scale from 1 to 10, what does his face have to look like? 5 being average, and 10 being a fucking male supermodel. What does his face have to look like? 5 is an average looking face. And let me ask you this, like, what personality type do you like?
Urgent because it's supposed to repel dusties. It's supposed to, put you at a higher level and esteem you. And yes, the decisions that you make determines where your hierarchy is and if you're better than everybody else. I don't care what they tell you.
I have. Oh no. I'm a virgin at 35. And people are so desperate to slap a label on your girl. Asexual.
I had to go down this rabbit hole to see what her other content is because I don't just go by one video.
Okay, Warrior Princess says he got to at least look average, at least. That's fair. That's fair. Average looking at least. And masculine. So you want an alpha. And I can't be mad at, I mean, you want a masculine alpha man. And I can't be mad at that. So let's go back to the calculator. So let's just say that's 10% of black men in that. Let's just call it 10%. That's 10% of all black men in this country in that age range. Okay, so you're still looking for a top 10% black man. And I could have told you that before you even gave us the parameters. Oh, all right, Princess. It was nice talking to you. Hope to see you later or more often in the future. So yeah, Princess says she wants dominant with her, but can be casual and easygoing too. So yeah, that's a hybrid. And that's another, I think that's a misconception. So yeah, now she's talking about Mr. We probably, if we got all of her parameters, we would probably be looking at this guy. Because this is without him being masculine and dominant and also easygoing, laid back too. So once we start adding all those other parameters in, we're talking about Mr. 1%. Or at least, I would say at least Mr. 5%. So, I mean, yeah, the competition is tough for a top 5% black man. You're in competition with every other black woman in America, Princess, for that man. Let's see if she was just willing to date any race. How much would that change? Okay, that would be a lot more people. I mean, every woman is looking for a 5% man. Let's just be real. Okay. That's fair, Princess. She said he doesn't have to be dominant and casual and easygoing. I was like, cause yeah, that's not the same guy. So she says basically she agrees to that she's looking for a top 5 to 10% black man. And she says that's okay though, because she's trying to be a top 10% woman. And that's great. And that's a great way to go about. That's the best way of going about trying to get a top 10% man, is being a top 10% woman. Now, what is a top 10% woman? Fit, feminine, and friendly, and submissive. Fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. That's a top 10% woman who knows how to cook and knows how to clean. Fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, knows how to cook, and knows how to clean. That's a top 10% woman. So you didn't say you were a top 10% woman. You said you're trying to be a top 10% woman. And you know, that's all we can do is try. You know, none of us are ever going to be perfect. So I would just say this. Okay, she says she have. I kind of want to see a picture now. Hold on, she about to try to say she fine. I'm not saying you're not fine. I don't know, but let's see what her description of herself is. I have long, natural, long hair. Go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I can cook. I submit. I'm improving too. All right, that sounds good. It all sounds good. I believe you too. I believe you. What does she say? She says, "What is her height and weight?" As KS would say. Well, I don't. We'll see if she wants to answer that. I respect it if you don't, princess. But yes, what is your height and weight? If you don't care, giving it. You know? But I get if you don't want to give it. No hard feelings. I'll say this, princess. You don't have any more time to waste, or you don't have time to make any mistakes on figuring out if a man wants kids or not. You need to be very intentional and make sure you ask all the important questions within the first few conversations with the next man you entertain. Because you need to treat 22 like it's 37. If you don't remember anything from this conversation and I never hear from you again, warrior princess, you need to treat 22 like it's 37 as far as getting married and having kids. You need to treat this 22 like, oh shit, I'm running out of time. That's how you need to treat this 22. And look, I'm going to be honest. Your standards weren't on paper, your standards didn't look crazy. So let me tweak this. 22 to 45 exclude married. Let's just go black. Let's go any height. And let's go. You only 22, so the motherfucker should be able to make 30K. Any height, he could be obese, he could make 30K, he black. And let's just go, yeah, 22 to 45 exclude married. Alright. That's over a third. That's way better. That's over a third of all black men in that age range. Now that's much better. It really helps if you get rid of the height requirement, and it really helps if you get rid of the 50K and take it to 30K, because he's still got to build. If he's 22, 25, 26, 27, he's still in the building stage. See, and this is what women need to get. Like, it. Let's go back. It's more about who he is as a person. It's not about the age. It's not about, I get race. People want to date fairly within their race. I get that. But yeah, it's not about the height. It's not about the age. It's not about the income. It's not about the weight. It's about the character. Who is he as a person? Is he responsible? Is he disciplined? Like all the other stuff. Do y'all get along? Does he do conflict resolution well? That needs to be your main focus. But I get attraction has to be there. Nobody wants to be with somebody they don't find somewhat attractive. But statistically speaking, I don't even know if she's still here. I mean, maybe she's still listening, but she's just not typing anymore because she got to drive. So yeah, I don't want you to get in a car accident trying to type my goofy ass. But statistically speaking, and I'm not saying this to be an asshole, but I'm saying that it's crunch time and it's time to get really serious. Statistically speaking, you won't get married. I'm assuming you're black, or black and Latina or something like that. Well, okay, if you're black, statistically speaking, you know, only like 1 in 4 black women get married. So you got to treat this pretty, I don't know, pretty seriously if you want the results. I don't know if she's Latin, but let's see what the Latin marriage rate is. What is the marriage rate for Latin women. Okay, better. No, it's just tough. It's just tough. Here's the thing. If you are what you said you are, natural lawn care, you be at the gym, this and that. You said you can cook, you submit, and you're improving. Then you got an inbox full. Flat out, you got an inbox full. So I believe that you can have a boyfriend within 4 weeks if you wanted one. Your decision, your dating decisions over this next 3 years are going to be the most important decisions you ever make in your life. I'll just say that. I don't want to say you got one chance to get this right, but I'm gonna roll with that. You got one chance between right now and 25 to get this shit right. Because like I said earlier in the thing, the next person you have sex with really needs to be the last person you ever have sex with. So choose wisely, warrior princess. That's all I'll say. Choose wisely. I want to say this too. And I talked about this once before. Like, okay, she said she's 145 pounds and 5'5". Okay, 5'5", 145 pounds. I think that's somewhat on par ish. My last guy was 30 years old. I love older men, but I could be open to younger. I mean, okay, you 22, your last guy was 30. I think you should go younger, princess. I think you should go younger. Yeah. I was taught how to submit to a man's authority from a young age, learning martial arts, and that's just on a platonic level too. And yeah, that's dope. Wherever you learned it, that's dope. See, the problem with you dating younger, he doesn't know how to be a man yet, and you're gonna lose respect for him for not knowing how to be a man yet at 22, 23, 24. He's still learning. You're gonna have to. I. Here's the thing. I don't know if you a bad bitch or not. I don't know if you are or not. I mean, I, just tell me. Are you a bad bitch? I'm just gonna let's just talk real. Are you okay? I know you said you got long natural hair and stuff, but that don't necessarily mean you a bad bitch.
She ain't nothing but a low class.
That wasn't towards you.
White trash. She probably didn't even finish high school.
Girl, you know that's the truth.
So yeah, this is what I want to know. Are you a bad bitch? That's the question I want answered. What up, Ivan? Because you know if you a bad bitch or not. You know if most people view you as a bad bitch or not. Because my advice might be a little different if you a bad bitch.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay. Okay. She says she's probably a little above basic, maybe a B plus. Okay. 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 So you're an attractive. Okay, I'll give it to you. Okay. I know that is more for a man to say, but I'm just okay. Even if you slightly above average, we gonna call it a bad bitch. All right. So she a bad bitch. So here's the thing, princess. I personally think the see yeah this is okay. Let me get my words together. The type of man that could pull a bad bitch is rarely just gonna be with one bad bitch. Like, this is where it gets tricky. The men with the confidence to holler at a bad bitch and the value to maintain a bad bitch, they're rarely going to be monogamous. That's going to be your trouble. The type of nigga who would be monogamous to a bad bitch is the type of dude who feel like it's a special achievement to have a bad bitch. But there's a downside to that too. The good side is he probably won't cheat. He feel lucky to be there, yada yada yada. But a nigga who feel lucky to be there isn't gonna lead you the way you need to be led. That's the downside to it. But so it's pros and cons. But you can help. And I know women don't want to teach a man how to be a man, and you can't really teach a man how to be a man. But you can help him out a little bit. You know what I mean? You can give them little hints to nudge them in the right direction. What up, Lauren? We have a 22-year-old young lady in the chat, Lauren, that I'm trying to mentor. Her name's Warrior Princess. So yeah, Princess, I think you need to get with a young nigga. Cause like an old nigga who have the swagger and the finances, or let me put it like this. Well, like Mariah did Nick. I don't even know enough about their relationship to be able to gauge if that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, the type of 30-plus-year-old man who has the desirability and the game to pull a 22-year-old bad bitch, he's probably gonna be some type of player or something and have a bunch of female friends and shit. So that's the thing. I don't think you should go for a top 20% man. I think you should go for a dude who maybe is slightly above average in one or two categories, but not enough where he got the confidence and swagger to just pull bad bitches on the regular. I think what would be good for you is to get a dude who, how can I put this? Who would feel lucky to be there. He'll grow out of that. That's repulsive to women, I know, when a nigga acting all giddy and happy to just be there. Women aren't really attracted to that. They want a man who know how to handle women, the confidence to get another bitch if she act wrong. I get it. But I think this is going to be best for you long term, to get a dude who about 24, 25. And yeah, he needs to be about 5'5", 5'6", 5'7". He needs to be a guy that he's desirable enough for you to have some type of attraction to him, but other bitches don't really want him like that because he don't got a lot of money and he's not particularly tall. That's the type of guy you need. A regular average Joe 24-year-old who's about 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", max. You need to specifically go after a guy who is not a head turner. When he walk in a room, he does not turn heads. But here's the good part though. He's that diamond in the rough because he's a really good dude and he has some desirable traits, but it might not be the desirable traits that turn bitches' heads initially. That's what you're looking for. But I really want you to stick, as far as height, because this is gonna pretty much ensure he's not a head turner. 5'5" to 5'7" max. I want you to specifically seek out a nigga that's short by women's standards. 5'5" to 5'7" max. And if he's 23 to 25, let's just say 23 to 26. Okay? I want you to specifically seek out a nigga who got a regular ass job. So to the point where I would say I want you to seek out a 23, fuck it, I'll even say 22. A 22 to 26-year-old man who makes between $20,000 and $30,000. Okay? So he's kind of short by women's standards. He's broke by women's standards. But here's what he's gonna have though. Great fucking character. Every girl in the world know who the good guys are and the nice guys are. You know who they are in your inbox right now. He's gonna have really good character. He's gonna really care about you. He's gonna be responsible. He's gonna be disciplined. Preferably who comes from a 2-parent household. That's preferably. But if he didn't, I want him to have some type of good relationship with his dad. I want his dad to be active in his life somehow. We don't really want a mama raised ass nigga. Like in the black community, that's the majority of men. So you might have to make an exception. You can't write everybody off based on their upbringing. They couldn't help it. But ideally, you would want somebody who has some type of good relationship with his dad. Okay, you want a man who's gonna be a gentleman. Here's the thing. The character and gentleman part is more important than the edge and him having balls in the backbone. Because here's the thing. You can kind of grow balls in the backbone. I've seen it. Because you get tired of certain shit and you just get fed up and you just check a bitch. Even the type of dudes who don't seem like he got it in them to check a bitch, once you start getting on his nerves about something or bitching about something that's unnecessary, over time he'll grow a backbone with you. And when I say give him a nudge, you have to communicate a lot in relationships. So if you do some bitch ass shit, tell him you don't like it. Don't disrespect him, because obviously you got to be very careful with your tone and how you talk to men, because we're big on respect. But if you do some faggot shit or some bitch ass shit or he acting like a little bitch, tell him in the most respectful way possible. Baby, I don't like the way you reacted to that. I want you to put me in my place sometime. I don't want you to be a yes man. Like, sometimes I just want you can tell me when I'm wrong. You don't got to always act like I'm right. You don't got to, just talk to him. Just communicate with him in a respectful way if he acting like a little bitch. Because let's be real, if he's 22 to 26 and you a baddie, he gonna be in his feelings, he gonna be all tender, and he probably gonna act like a bitch when it come to a bitch. And I don't say that disrespectfully, but I'm just locker room talk. I'm letting you into the locker room. He's young, he's naive, and he's tender. This is probably his first baddie. Initially he's gonna just be all googly eyed, and that's a turnoff. But you gotta fight through it and help nudge him into his manhood. And like I said, and by communicating. Just tell him how can I put this? If he do some bitch shit or if he's being too lovey-dovey, just tell him. Be open and honest with him the way you would be open and honest with the girlies, but just do it in a respectful way that protects a man's ego. But yeah, because one thing I was gonna say is, I think it's a myth, MIF, Ebonics. I think it's a myth that Bad, my bad. Um, the myth is that if a woman look good, well, let me put it like this: the myth is myth. The myth is if a woman is a top 10% woman, then she's entitled to a top 10% man. Don't get me wrong, that's the best way to get one is to become a top 10% woman. But even then, there's no guarantees with that, especially when you're looking for this mythical loyal alpha, this loyal top 5%er. It's not really a thing. This monogamous, emotional, intelligent top 5%er, it's not really a thing. And that's why I'm giving you the advice I'm giving you. See, what young pretty girls need to do is leverage their youth and beauty to lock down really a average Joe. That youth and beauty from an evolutionary biology standpoint, people would say young girls should use their youth and beauty to try to lock down a king. But actually, that's the worst way to use it because the chances are you're not going to lock them down. Because the prince, so let's just say that. People would say the purpose of youth and beauty is to lock down, Prince Charming, so to speak, who will one day become king, right? And that has some truth to it, but the reason why it's not a general good strategy in my eyes is the young prince of the town. He has 100 young pretty girl suitors trying to lock down the Prince Charming so they can be queen one day. So you being youthful, feminine, and beautiful, it doesn't mean much to top 10% men because that's just another Wednesday to them. So you being fit, feminine, friendly, knowing how to cook and being submissive, as great as all those things are, and that does make you a top 10% woman, it is rare these days, but I'm just making a bigger point. To Prince Charming, that's just bare minimum. It's just gonna have to be an intangible that makes him pick you out of the other 20 young, pretty, submissive women who know how to cook and clean. So the point that I'm trying to make is, I'm trying to articulate it in a certain way. Here's a way for me to put it. So here's the thing. So basically, what I'm saying is, to the prince, all the things that make you a 10 just make you a 7 because that's just another day for him. But all the things that make you a 10 would actually make you a 10 to the average Joe. See, you have more leverage with the average Joe with those things. With the prince, it's just a 10 is a 7 to the prince, but a 10 is a 10 to average Joe. So that's why I think women should use their youth and beauty to lock down a great average Joe. That, to me, that's the best way for most young pretty girls to use their youth and beauty. And here's the other good side to that is, like, the average Joe is going to build you he's going to go above and beyond for you. And I mean, I have my own opinions about that, but you know what I'm saying. He's going to put the effort in, he's going to go above and beyond for you, and he's going to do everything in his power to give you a good life. More than the guy who's a 10. He's not really pressed about you one way or another because he got options. He don't got to go above and beyond and build you a house. Yeah.
I be having to know if somebody is trolling, if they saying something crazy, all of that stuff. I need to know.
This was one that I get a lot, and it's actually kind of funny because in my early mid-20s, I used to also say that I was asexual. Granted, I was a lot more closed off back then, and it kind of seemed to fit the vibe more.
Told you she was a weirdo. See, there's hardly any way to become a 35-year-old fairly attractive virgin without being a weirdo or something just being awry there. So in her early 20s, she was running around talking about she's asexual. Yeah, I told you she was a weirdo. And that's how she became a 35-year-old virgin, by being a weirdo. See, all you got to do is keep letting them talk. We'll figure out what we need to figure out.
But it was also just like more palatable, I feel like, for people to digest. Once you slap a label on something, people are like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Versus like me trying to explain myself like I do now, and everyone's like, what? But I don't F with labels anymore. I personally think we have way too many labels these days. You guys know I don't like them. I'm not about them. You want to use them, you want to use pronouns, good for you. It's not for me. I don't care for it. I don't know. Why do I have to label myself? Like I don't choose to, I don't want to. So don't put your labels on me, because I just find it annoying and unnecessary.
Well, society are going to put labels on you. You could just get off the internet and then you wouldn't have to worry about what labels people are putting on you. But yeah, just get over that. Society are going to put people in the boxes. I'm sorry, it's never going to change. You know what I mean, Gene?
I'm a virgin at 30.
So what she's basically apparently saying is that she was saying or describing herself a certain way in order to make everybody else comfortable about the decisions that she's made as to whether or not she wanted to stay a virgin or not. And she's doing it because society, I think, looks down on women that have not given themselves to somebody else just randomly. And I know that because we have so many women that are promoting single mother culture, right? They saying, let's normalize it. We have more single mothers than ever before. And you have to be very, very careful. I would even argue that.
All right, I'm getting off here. I've been on here way too long. I'll catch y'all in a few hours. Yeah, or between 6 and 8 p.m. Central tonight. I'll catch you guys. Join the membership. It really helped the channel. Link is in the description. Follow me on Rumble. Link in the description. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet. And I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life. Ever.